Hi there, I'm back here. Actually, I'm really close to Durbar Square in Kathmandu, but we're going to walk. Hi, Lila. We're going to walk the rest of the way together. I'm going to walk you through the crowds, and I'm going to put my face on the camera, and then you can see in context what it's like here. I personally picked the busiest time of day to come down here. It's absolutely the heart of Kathmandu, Nepal. And hi, Lila. Thanks for following, and please feel free. Hey, Florida, please feel free to share the broadcast, and just hit the number, and then you can hit the share button or swipe the screen left to right on iOS, up on Android. It would be so cool to share this broadcast with everybody that you know from Kathmandu. This is absolutely, like I said, this is the craziest times, the best time to see the spirit and the culture of this place. It's just before a big festival here as well. So I'm just going to turn the screen on me, and whoop, I had it. Hang on again. Okay, so we're gonna walk down this busy street here towards Durbar Square, and like I said, I want you to see how crazy it is here. The context of being in a place like this. You can't be here at the moment, but you can at least maybe get a feel for what it's like here. I've been coming here for many years now, and Durbar Square is always a place I visit periodically throughout my stay, and I'll get a pass that lasts me. I'll buy a one-day pass, and then you can get it extended. You just take your passport and a picture into the office at Durbar Square, and then they'll extend it for you. So they'll extend it for the duration of your visa, which could be 15 days, 30 days, or even longer. They'll extend it. They're really good about that. Costs about $1,000 rupees, which is roughly around $10 US for the pass. And we're going to enter into the main square here, and I'm going to flip the screen again. But as you can see, the crowds. This is a market area as well, so there's a lot of trading going on here. And in the first thing in the morning and in the afternoon are the busiest times for shopping, because people are obviously doing other activities throughout the day. So I'm just going to flip the screen again and walk you down into Durbar Square, and you can see somebody was asking me earlier about earthquake damage, and of course a lot of cleanup has happened since I was here in May, but they haven't been able to do a lot of rebuilding because of coming into a monsoon season, and also the season of festivals, which is we're in right now. We're 2 days away from Dasai, which is the most important festival in Nepal. It's a 15-day festival, and it celebrates the god Durga and victory over evil. And as part of the festival, there will be many animal sacrifices, mainly goats. All of the meat is eaten, and some will sacrifice chickens, some will sacrifice buffalo if they have money. And this is Kathmandu's Durbar Square. And we're walking in. It is 10 minutes to 5 o'clock. And as you can see, some of the festivities are starting to get underway. People also, yeah, I'm glad you like it. Kathmandu will start to get a little quieter, actually, closer to the festival, because many people come to Kathmandu to work, but their village is elsewhere in the country. So many people travel to their home village to actually celebrate these festivals. And temperature is about 20 degrees right now. I've got a light jacket on, and I've kind of gone through 3 different climates just in the last 5 days. I was in subtropical in Taiwan, and then I was in very tropical in Malaysia, and now I'm in basically sub-Himalaya. So the temperature high right now at this time of year is about 20 degrees. India's 30. Okay, where in India? Is that, you tell me where you are in India. Now, I'm going to probably get stopped here by the police because they're going to ask for my permit, but I have it all ready to go. Oh, Mumbai. Oh, wow. Love to get down to Mumbai. I'm really hoping I can. I don't know about this trip. I hope on this trip. If not, another time for sure. But that is an amazing place to visit for sure. So I just flashed my pass and everything's cool. Hello, Mumbai. So I'm now walking you into right into the heart of Durbar Square, and I'll show you a couple of the places that I'll show you some of the area where there was damage, and there was a lot of damage here, but there's also a lot. Oh, great! I'm glad the connection's good. Oh, I'm glad you're able to see it again. I hope it brings back some great memories for you. Oh, look at this little girl hula hooping. This is very popular here with kids. Hi. And this is the main part of the palace, the former palace. And you can see, obviously, that they've got a lot of supports in here. There was a lot of damage around here, but a lot of the structure is still in place. And where you'll obviously, you'll see that here. So there obviously needs to be a lot of work done in this area. And what am I doing here? I'm a writer and a photojournalist, so I'm here doing a lot of work, personal work, and also I'm about to trek the Annapurna circuit. It'll be my first trek up into that region. So I've done several treks before in the Himalaya, including the north and south base camps of Mount Everest, and I'm heading out tomorrow morning to start a trek, and I've got a couple of SIM cards, so I'm hoping that either one are going to work, and I'll be able to scope from the Himalaya and share that with you as well. But this is just this is actually the first time I've come up this close to this part of the palace here. Did you go to Pashupatinath Temple? I have been before. I have been to Pashupatinath before many times. I just got here last night, so I won't have time to visit Pashupatinath until I come back. Yes, I'm trekking in the Himalayas. I'll start tomorrow. So I'll be seeing the Annapurnas. I've been up in close to that area, Lower Mustang, before, but not the Annapurna circuit. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I can share some of that with you as well. So you can see this one temple, not quite sure of the name on this one. I'll have to look it back up. Thank you. But what is really important is that this square is open again. Am I going through South Camp or West Camp? You mean Annapurna? I'm not going to any of the base camps at Annapurna on this trip. I'm just doing the circuit. So I won't be visiting any of the base camps on Annapurna. I had that option, but I'd have to add another 8 days on, and it's just a little too much for me right now to do 24 days of trekking. So I'm going to do 16 days. I have done Mount Everest. I have trekked to Mount Everest before, the South Base Camp here in Nepal and the North Base Camp in Tibet. I've been to both. So this is really the big center of town here. That is the Gadi Batak. And this was one of the last buildings to go up of the square in about 1910. And it suffered a fair amount of damage. There'll have to be a lot of restoration work on it. And this is the former site. This was the highest temple in this part of the square here that's gone now. And this was nicknamed the Hippie Temple because in the 60s a lot of hippies like to come down here and smoke pot and sit up and watch people. And it looks like they're allowing people. So I'm going to climb up the stairs here and we'll get a view from above. And as long as I don't get hit by this taxi. Oh, you're going in April to Annapurna. Cool. Well, base camp will be really cool. And it seems like it's kind of, people are going up here anyway, so it doesn't look like the army is stopping anybody. And there's army here kind of guarding some of the sites. So you can't go in, but I'm just kind of going up. And I see all these Nepalis go. I'm just following these people. And hi. And so I can get a little bit of a bird's eye view here. And you can see more of the square. This is really the heart of Kathmandu. how's the atmosphere with regard to Constitution? People are really frustrated here right now. I don't know if it's so much about the Constitution, but the fuel shortage with this political situation with India right now is frustrating a lot of people. Square is open, yes. Square was open when I was here, and then they closed it again, and now it's open again. And I'm climbing up to one of the higher spots of this part of the square. And that is where the Kumari stays, the living goddess. She stays in that temple there next to the big white one. So I think some people are happy about the Constitution, but I think there's a lot of frustration right now. There's food shortages here, limited supplies. Gas is being sold on the black market for 4 times the regular price. So there's some frustrating times here right now. People are trying to recover from the earthquake still, and living in temporary shelters. So it's a very, very frustrating situation right now, if you can imagine. Westerners deal with different types of frustrations, and sadly, I don't think that they can handle some of this. But the spirit here is the people here are very, very resilient, and they're able to handle a lot of things that maybe Westerners might not be able to. You can see that's the living goddess temple right there with the 2 animal structures in the front. And it's got slats to support it, but it is relatively undamaged. The Kumari is still living in there, I believe, and it seems like it's okay. So I'm just going to walk back down because I can't get any further because there's just a pile of people that are trying to get up the stairs here. So I'm just going to walk you a little bit through the square again, and hopefully I won't get arrested here. And as you can see, there's still a little bit of brick here and there, but it's all clean. This square is as vibrant as it ever has been before the damage, I can tell you, because I've had many visits here well before the earthquake. So it's very much full of life, and it is the center of town, the place where people congregate. And I love the feeling of Kathmandu as well. I keep coming back to this place because the spirit here, the blend of castes and ethnic groups and cultures is really unlike almost any other place in the world. It's one of the most diverse, culturally, ethnically diverse populations. Oh, thanks. Well, let me just give you a little lesson on SIM cards. I've popped this Nepali one out a couple of times. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. So if you get a little scratch on your SIM card, which is what happened to me, it's going to drop out now and then. So I was trying to do some periscopes this morning, and I had 3 of them just failed on me within a couple of minutes of starting. So I went back to Ncell and I got a new SIM card, and it cost me 100 rupees, which is about $1 US, which is nothing. And then I have another NTC SIM card that I'll use in the Himalaya as well. So I hope between the 2 SIM cards I'll be able to bring you lots of broadcasts. And feel free to retweet or share any of these. And as the day's coming to an end, sunset's about 7 o'clock, but the sun's dropped pretty quickly here already. It is a very walkable city. I will tell you, though, that there definitely is a noticeable amount of pollution here and dust. So if you ever do come here, it's wise to get some face masks, which I have on me. Actually, I forgot I left them in my hotel room, but I typically will try to use those to keep down inhaling so much of the dust. And there is, like I said, a fair amount of pollution, although it's probably a little bit less right now because there's just less vehicles operating because of the gas shortage. Pollution is from because we're in a valley here, and a lot of people run single-stroke engines or small motors that have the most pollution. And I'm not sure about industry, what kind of industry pollution there is, but certainly the vehicle pollution is very serious here. And like I said, it is in a valley, so everything just kind of sits here, and that's part of the problem with the pollution issue in Kathmandu. They don't have tuk-tuks here like in India, and they banned those many years ago because of the pollution situation. But it is the air quality here is not the greatest, and you do have to. It's good to take some precautions, but most people are only here for 3-4 days at a time. So even if you didn't have the mask, it would be okay. And you see these guys, these fruit sellers. This is very traditional, typical. What? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I missed. What? Tell me the questions. Tell me the questions again. I'm sorry. I missed your questions. Ask me the question again. I'm trying to, just bear in mind, I've got hundreds of people around me and motorcycles coming and going. Where am I from? Oh, I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Was that the question? Vancouver, Canada. I'm Canadian. I used to be a lumberjack. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So these are the traditional fruit sellers here, and you'll see them all around the city. Somebody said because I'm a broadcaster that I was to stop sounding like a narrator the other day. You're in Canada. Oh, cool. Anyways, they said stop sounding like a narrator. I said, well, that's what I am, a narrator. But if you want me to sound like a real narrator, I can sound like this if you like. I can talk like this all the time. That would be like a real narrator. But I don't do that, so... Okay, just going to walk around a little bit more here, and then I'm going to sign off. Thank you for joining me, by the way, and don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Oh, thank you. Hello, Pharaohs. Troll with soul. What are they selling on the left? Okay, these are marigold garlands. These are offerings at the temple. So they sell these here every day. And it's traditional to go to the Hindu temple and take these and put them around a deity. And it's for, good luck. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that, my friend. I love Nepal. Thank you so much. So sorry, and I do... Oh, thank you so much. Off and on since this morning. I do apologize if I miss your question or miss saying hello to you. I feel really bad when I watch a rebroadcast and I see that I miss saying hi to somebody or something. I'm so sorry about that. It's just, sometimes it gets a little bit challenging, especially in an environment like this. You have to be very careful when you're walking around Kathmandu. It's not as frenetic as India, but I will tell you, if you're ever thinking, if you're unsure about going to India, then visit Nepal first. Thank you. Any Christians here? Yeah, there's Christians everywhere, but I don't have the numbers, but it would be a very, very small minority of people that would be Christian here. Very, very small. Maybe 1%, if that. I couldn't tell you. But, there are Christians in India. There's Christians everywhere in South Asia. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you following me. And like I was just starting to say before, please follow me on Facebook. This is Basantapur. Yes, Basantapur is another name for Durbar Square, for the Durbar Square here. And this is the Gadi Batak that you're looking at right now. This was built around the early 1900s. And it was one of the last buildings built in Kathmandu, in Durbar Square, and it suffered a lot of damage. There are temples here that are much older that had not too much damage, and then this one suffered a lot of damage. And I'll walk around the corner and I'll show you the other side because they've got some scaffolding on there. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for joining me here in Kathmandu. It's 5:05 p.m. I don't know what time of day it is for you. I know it's probably, if you're in Europe, it might not be about an hour, but if you're in North America, it might be a little bit early for you or a little bit late. This is where the living goddess lives, the Kumari. This is the Kumari's home, and I will, in another Periscope, I'll tell you the story of the Kumari, if you don't know already. And this is the other side of the Gadi Batak, and they're obviously this side was crumbling quite badly when I was here last time, and they didn't have all this scaffolding around it, so they've got this in, I suppose, as supports. And I don't know if this will be one of the first buildings that they reconstruct, but they haven't really had too much a chance, I don't think, to do any of this yet. Because you have to understand, they've just come through the monsoon season, the wet season, and now it's festival season. You can't get anything done during festival seasons. And the Desai festival that's coming up is 15 days, and then we've got Tihar after that, which is similar to Diwali in India, and that's at least 5 days, maybe 7 days. So it's very difficult to get these things done during this time, and so the construction probably really won't start. The rebuilding won't start till after the season, the festival season is done, maybe in November sometime. So this is the other side, as you can see. Now, what I was going to point out before I sign off, this is interesting because when did I was in India. The last time I was in India was almost 2 years ago, and I will be on my way again after Nepal. I will go to India again. This is very interesting because there's greenery starting to grow here. As you can see, this wasn't here before. So this is what happens when you just leave something for a while. Greenery starts to come up from the dirt. So this is the situation here right now, and obviously they haven't had, other than just some cleanup here, they really haven't had a chance to do any reconstructive work, and it will take a lot of work. I'm not an architect, but I know it will take a lot of work to rebuild this. So thank you so much for joining me. Please follow me on Facebook, Far East Adventure Travel. Instagram is the same thing. And subscribe to my podcast on iTunes, Far East Adventure Travel. So from Durbar Square in Kathmandu, thank you so much. Namaste. I'm on Twitter as well, yes. Far East Adventure Travel. FarEast ADVTRVL. Namaste. Dhanibad. Dhanibad.